It blows my mind, bro. And I wasn't always this way. Actually, while we're speaking about this, I didn't think happiness or self-love existed till I stopped taking drugs and alcohol. I did not believe it. I thought it was some fucking fairy tale, bro. Oh shit, I'm not joking, bro. I'll speak to my parents, my missus, you know, a lot of people I'm close with, and I have, you know, because I only really want to converse with deep shit. I don't want to be going, oh, remember this 10 years ago stuff? I want to have shit like this real meaning, because it's time. It's valuable. Now you're giving me your time here and vice versa.
Absolutely.
It means something.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be around small talk. Tell me what you're doing. How was your training? What's your next business goal? You know, tell me stuff that's going to mean something to us in 10 years.
Welcome to another episode of Planting Seeds with Soul. Raw conversations on transformation, truth, and finding light in the darkest places. You may not hear what you want, but you will definitely hear what you need.
All right, bone bags, we are back again. Right now I've got Kieran, aka KPHIT, sitting right beside me. Now, I have been chatting with Kieran. I actually got linked up with Kieran through Dylan, who was on the podcast, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, where he spoke about the loss of his little girl Millie not long after his wife Rochelle gave birth, which is a pretty hectic, heavy episode, that one. But Dylan, he actually sent me a message on Instagram. He's like, sent me Kieran's profile. He's like, you should think about getting this guy on. He's had an unbelievable transformation. And I went on, checked him out, started to have a conversation with him, and Kieran actually sent me a few photos. How's that rain?
Yeah, it's so good, bro. It's so peaceful, man.
Sent me a couple of photos, you know, of him where he was at his younger self in those early days to the present moment now. And I tell you what, this guy's transformation is unfucking believable. Like,
thanks, bro.
No, you're welcome, brother. It's mate, you're living proof, and like the finest example of, if you alter your thoughts, if you shift your thoughts, your whole reality fucking shifts.
100%. That's what it is. It's, I guess, you know, getting stuck in all those bad habits or whatever it is, I guess you're programmed into that, you know, from a young age. I can speak for most males.
Absolutely.
It's programmed into us, you know, going through whatever it is, the drugs, the alcohol, the gambling addictions, all that stuff. And it's just programmed into you, you know. Monday to Friday, whatever you do, blow it on the weekends. Spend no time for yourself, no time for anything but the sesh or whatever it is you're doing, you know.
Not figuring anything out, eh?
No, and it's a waste of time. Like I do on all my posts, I wasted so much fucking time, and that is the one thing we will never, ever, ever get back.
I know, man.
And it's the most valuable thing we hold, because that's why minute to minute living, not 10 years down the track, 5 years tomorrow, yesterday's gone, and this is minute to minute, which this is now present with you right here.
You literally cannot get it back, time.
No.
Like once you become aware of that, and like you can get stuck actually looking back at you know, fuck, I've wasted so many years fucking up, getting on the packet, getting on the drink, eating shit food, you know, hanging out, you know, getting involved in nasty relationships, this and that. But that's also dragging the past into the present, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I guess. Yeah, like that's always, it's always there. You know, it's a part of what what I've done right to this point right now, sitting with you. If I was still doing that other shit, I wouldn't be sitting here. Yeah,
absolutely.
We probably wouldn't have met, because Dylan wouldn't have suggested me. He also probably wouldn't have seen me out on that path. I'm barely sending it, running every day or whatever, you know.
That's it. That's leading by example. Like that's how she works. Like people get attracted to that, and that's like, and they get attracted to negativity too. But being attracted to this positive side of yourself, and you loving yourself and looking after yourself, that's wild. That's changing the world, because you've changed yourself.
Yeah, bro. And what does Puck say?
Hey,
what does Puck say too, Puck? If you can't change the world unless you change yourself.
Absolutely, man.
And it's those small little steps that I do every day that I have done, and that's where I'm now. But we wouldn't be sitting here if I was still doing that other stuff, because that's not what, that's not what you're about, and that's not what I'm about now. And yeah, I'm just proud of myself for being able to pull myself out of there and do what I do now. I stick to a script every day. I train hard. That's what I do, but my whole push for everyone else is, the movement of the body, eat whole foods, even if it's 90% of the time. It's better doing it 10 than 90 or 90 than 10.
One foot in, one foot out, I say.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, I eat pretty well in that, but I smoke a bit of hooter, every now and then, you know what I mean? But I still fucking get out there and bust my ass and create shit and that. It's not one of those things that brings suffering to my life. Comes out the ground. Food comes out the ground. Some foods people can eat. Some foods will kill that person. You know what I mean? It just depends on the person, their makeup, and all that sort of shit. Trial and error. Yeah, 100%. Your body lets you know. Yeah,
and as you said, it's a plant, isn't it? Yeah, and it's actually got people that can handle it. It's actually got a lot of research and good things behind. Pot, marijuana, whatever, for certain diseases. Curing stuff and all that.
Yep.
Chronic illnesses, back pain, all that stuff. So, it's up to the individual at the end of the day, because like you're saying, a nut allergy for someone, a bit of peanut butter across the chin. But 100%.
Yeah. Just bring that one just a little bit closer, just about there. So you got it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking right into it there.
Yeah.
Does that work out all right?
Yeah, bro, that's way better.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Where were we going?
Just with, like you said, do what works for you. I've built myself into a morning routine that I stick to. As I said, I've posted about how many days I've trained in a row. I don't know what it's at right now. I think it's 415 days every day. Every day up at 2 to 3 a.m, just depending. Some days I've gone to bed earlier, so I'm up earlier because I get 4 to 5 hours.
Yep.
Every day is trained, and I've built myself to how I train now. And that's what works for me. You don't have to have these crazy routines that everyone sees, or morning routines. You have to do what works for you. If that's up at 5 a.m. And doing a 20-minute walk, going to work, coming home, learning your emotions, learning self, what you want to grow in, business, whatever, you do that. Same time up, same time to bed. What works for me doesn't work for you, vice versa to everyone else.
Absolutely.
But start somewhere and start simple. There's too much coming in. Just movement. You know what it's like, bro? Movement.
100%. You got to, I think, just, like you said, just doing something, you know. Stop looking at the fucking, I will not, only if I have to and must, look at my phone before I move my body, you know what I mean? That is just, I do not check messages, I do not jump on Instagram, because if you see something on there that's negative, something hasn't worked out for you overnight, it can really play a part in fucking up your day. I want to clear that fog within my mind first.
100%, bro. That's a big thing too. They reckon you should, I know a lot of people, need it for work these days, but they reckon if you can, you should have all your notifications off basically till you get to work, so you shouldn't even touch it. And about those mornings, like you're saying, if you do get on there and you see something negative, it can put you in a place you don't want to be. So stacking up those micro wins, everyone's always about, I took an L, it took so many L's to get one win. Just think of the micro wins. You got to wake up, your feet hit the floor, what's next? I've got to eat food, I'm in a house, I've got to have a hot shower, list goes on. I've got to move my body, I got to meditate, I got to read a book, and I got to do all this stuff before I even got to work, and then I got to work and I got to earn money to provide for my family, and then the list just goes on, bro, of the micro wins. But people just look at everything so so negatively, and they just truly can't see the blessings in every day.
There's magic everywhere, eh?
It blows my mind, bro. And I wasn't always this way. Actually, while we're speaking about this, I didn't think happiness or self-love existed till I stopped taking drugs and alcohol. I did not believe it. I thought it was some fucking fairy tale. But, oh shit! I'm not joking, but I'll speak to my parents, my missus, you know, a lot of people I'm close with, and I have, you know, because I only really want to converse with deep shit. I don't want to be going, oh, remember this 10 years ago stuff. I want to have shit like this real meaning, because it's time. It's valuable. Now you're giving me your time here, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
It means something.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be around small talk. Tell me what you're doing. How was your training? What's your next business goal? You know, tell me stuff that's going to mean something to us in 10 years.
Absolutely. Tell me what's going on. Like, have you actually got shit going on in your life? Because let's fucking nut it out. The answers are there. Like, you've got the answers within you right now, actually. You're just not turning them to action, you know?
Yeah, exactly, bro. And yeah, as I said, it wasn't always this way. And that's something, you know, that's taken me time and time again. Studying, learning, you know, year 10 dropout, drugs, you know, all that stuff. And, you know, I think D, E's an F student. Like, I don't think I ever got a C, bro. Like, it's pretty bad. And and the thing is, I hated school. When I left, that's when I loved it. And that's to be able to appreciate and being in that present, you know, being right here, right now, or whatever it is. And you can't see the true value. And they say, what do they say? It's, you always miss it when it's gone. I can't remember the actual term, but you know,
you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah. So,
there's a song. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah. So that thing. So you leave school and then you want to be back there. And I actually tried to go back, but the teacher said, "No, you're not coming back, mate." So, like, that's, you know, now I just wish that, even though I hated it, I wish I just tried harder there and got soaked up as much knowledge as I could then, because one of my reasons, if I am blessed to wake up each day, so obviously train and move my body, learn as much as I can about what I want to learn about. And I feel like I've become very well educated, not even after school, like my late 20s to now 30s, short 4 or 5 year period, I've become very, very well educated. And that's through me. I've done no courses or nothing, but there's that much out there, bro. Like, you know.
That's the thing. Like with, you know, I hope I'm saying this right. Like theoretic talk. Which you learn in school. People can't see what you've got within. Like, it's an invisible force. Yeah. And like what you've learned to this present moment is an invisible force, but you can see it physically. Yeah. From what you used to physically look like. And I know being looking like that physically, because I used to look like that physically, there's some very unhealthy shit going on up here. Yeah, bro. And it's good to see the actual, the physical side of it, because it reinforces that you're not talking shit. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that's like spiritually, mentally and physically, like being, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's all aspects of that, because you're, from your brain, whether you're training or looking after it, because you're looking after your body, you're looking after your health. And that, actually, speaking about that, that's another thing I feel is huge, whether it's in the fitness industry or whatever. People they're chasing an image, right? Yeah. Chase after the fucking health.
Yeah, I know.
Chase after the health of it. Because you can, I said this the other day on Instagram, actually, you can chase something you may never ever hold in your fucking hands.
I remember,
that's
that one hit me, actually.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You could chase something forever, but if you're willing to do what's required to chase that, then that's what you do. But I mean, if you're chasing something, for example, an image, you could be, you know, chasing it. But if you're chasing health, it's amazing, you know what I mean?
One feeds the ego, the other feeds the soul, right? Or the
100%,
collective.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. And that ego, that's huge, bro. I don't know if you've done some research or got into that, but pretty much, whatever you want to call it, judgment, there's a big banner of stuff, but ego, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Is the key word to what we've, I guess, been programmed to feel like tattoos. Are these guys bad guys because they got tattoos? No. We love fucking art. I don't have one fucking gang tattoo on me.
Just bring that right beside your mouth there a bit.
Sorry, bro. I don't have. Yeah,
You're
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
I don't have one gang tattoo on me. Nothing like that. I love art. Artist has done my whole body. We're nearly finished. Feet to head. One artist.
So good. They look unreal too.
Yeah.
I've been having, like, you got Biggie, I got Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, mad.
And
I'm not even going to name all. There's too many to name.
yeah, bro. But that's the thing. You get. I've kept it all here. It's all Gold Coast. You know, shout out to Shingo actually if you need some tattoos.
Yeah,
Go see
absolutely.
Shingo.
Whereabouts is where is his shop?
He's that's Rough Shop at Miami. Vision 1 tattoo, and that's right next to the Dan Murphy's and the Miami Tavern there, and just between Aldi and the Dan Murphy's. But
Yeah, those type of landmarks, I know where exactly where it is. I think I've been to every bottle shop on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, bro,
every pub.
100%. Yeah, that's it. But you know, I've kept it here, and they're all done with the one artist, and it's art. I've always loved art. I think I'm more artistic side of the brain, which I think is left, and then I think the right side's mechanical. I could be wrong, so but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I feel I've always been more left-sided, and that's how creation comes, you know, with whatever, whether making your, you know, how I make my videos or doing stuff like this, or just comes down to how you dress. Art is everywhere, bro.
Do you find you get real creative? Okay, it'd be in your training sessions in the morning. Which type of session is it? Running, or is it something else that gets that creative juice flowing? It'd be when you're fucking sweating up a storm too, I bet.
Creative side. I like the, you know, Muay Thai training, or you know, any bit of mixed martial arts. The fact being, because it's very spiritual. You know, I go through, even when I'm by myself, I go through a universal talk before I start, because it is a very, very spiritual, Muay Thai especially, a very spiritual sport. It's a very hard sport, but it's very spiritual. And I like the concept of that, because you truly don't know what your body can do unless you continue to try something, you know. 10,000 hours, 10,000 kicks. But I mean, boxing's 6 punches. Muay Thai is 8 limbs. You know, you don't know what you can do, and if you keep doing it, all of a sudden you're spinning around. And I think that fact, because it's real arty, because it's like your whole body, and like, you know, Bruce Lee says, flow like water. And it's about that flow and seeing what your body can do, because I couldn't move like that at 115. No way.
Fuck no,
you
bro.
know what I mean?
Nah, I couldn't touch me. I couldn't even touch me fucking knees. Just like, fuck.
Yeah, bro. Do like shoes, you know what I mean? That sort of stuff, and everything's uncomfortable, you know? You can't, like, you're just sitting there, and like I always sit up.
Yeah.
Legs
And like my
crossed.
gut would be rolling over me fucking pant line and that. I'm like, this just feels shit. Wearing a seatbelt, like fucking rubbing over me man titties and shit.
Yeah, getting stuck between the man boobs. But I was going to say, the other thing with that was, with that weight, just lost it.
That's right. It might come back.
Yeah.
What I wanted to, well, that does, when it comes back, let me know. Just pull me up. But I want to know, get a bit to know Kieran, where younger Kieran was at.
Yeah.
Sort of how you got there. You know, I'm just assuming here you had some like crazy bad habits going on. You're making some unhealthy choices, which led you to those present moments that you've already lived.
Yeah.
And you know, just sort of let us know the mental health side of it, what was going down, the situations that you got in, what you experienced, and then just lead into this present moment, I guess.
Yeah, sweet. So, you know, since a very young age, I guess, you know, I got good parents, very, very fucking good, loving parents. I chose to do wrong. It had nothing to do with the household. You know, we're not rich. We weren't either poor, but mum and dad fucking worked very, very hard for every dollar that they earned. But I chose to fuck up, you know what I mean, and start smoking billies at a very young age. That's pretty much a standard thing to do, I guess. Back then, I don't wish it upon any young people now if I can steer them away, but what led into there, and then, you know, ecstasy, started eating pingers and stuff like that, and just progress into pretty much everything. And then roll forward, you know, 10 years or less, sorry, you know, you're stuck in that teenage years of just fucking abusing drugs, you know, drinking all the time, doing stupid things and stuff that you regret. But I mean, lessons, not losses, eh?
Absolutely, man. I don't look back at any of my shit and regret it. I used to, but going out and doing a couple of things, looking within, I learned that forgiving my younger self was the key to move on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I guess after that, the big point was I got a mate that's close to him in my birthday. We're born in the same year, and it was 21st. So he's born before me, and he ended up having his birthday after like my birthday, because it might have been the weekend, whatever. I can't remember the exact date, but we were 21. We just turned 21. Anyway, as you do, on a bit of a send and mixing a concoction of things, and we ended up back at a house, and yeah, I ended up taking something. I didn't know what it was. No one there knew what it was. Mm-hmm. And I started doing a bit of weird things that I don't usually do when I was fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know, even my missus at the time was like sort of looking at me, what's he doing? And then I had one more spoonful of this thing, which I'm still unaware what it was. I don't really want to say if it was or wasn't, but I think it was H. Not 100% sure. Had one more spoonful of that, and last thing I remember, bro, was I was out, gone. Now I'm speaking of third party here, because right now I'm overdosing on the floor, shaking, convulsing, fucking. Apparently this, as I said, third party, everyone was sort of shook because they're all fucked up as well. Ambo got rang. My mate at the time had to stick his fingers in here to stop me from swallowing my tongue. Ambo's rocked up, got me into hospital, and then I'm pretty sure they had to put my body on, this I'm not sure too, on ice to cool it down because I was fucking cooking. Yeah. And from there, on life support, bro, 3 days.
I think that's what they do with H2, to be honest, bro. Yeah. I'm just saying that from research that I've done, but I'm pretty sure like cold shower, cold something to I don't know the science.
I hadn't dabbled that far in, but I mean ice, speed, everything else, but I hadn't never gone down that.
Even if you had, bro, no judgment here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. But I hadn't gone down that. Never put picks in my arms and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything was smoked. So that happened, and we got into put me on ice, coma, and.
So you went into a coma, did you?
Yeah, well, they put me on. It. Yeah, induced it. But I was out like from that floor, and then obviously my family got rang. You know, my mates had to ring my fucking mum and dad. Yeah. And say,
and like my parents sound similar to yours, man. Real good family home. The family environment wasn't the problem. It's the environments outside the family environment where I started to make choices, fucking bad ones. But sorry.
Yeah, you're right. And. Yeah, so I'm guessing whatever time of the AMs this is, someone there had to have the hard conversation and ring my parents. Mm. You know, so they've, I guess, come down to the hospital. As I said, I'm out. I'm gone. Mm. So that's happened, and then however many days it was, 2 days and a bit, 3 days, whatever it was. And I remember when I woke up, because my missus at the time was sitting there, but they were just getting rid of visitors for the night as I woke up. So I've woken up, she's sort of getting told time to leave, and then I've woken up from the, I guess being dead is pretty much the simple thing of it. Mm. And she started crying, and I started losing it because I didn't know what was going on. I had all these tubes stuck down my fucking throat. So I've started to try and rip them out, but you have to get them surgically removed the next day because it's, whatever time of night then. So they hospital handcuffed me. And then, she got asked to leave and all that. And then, obviously had to stay that night with all the tubes down my throat. And then we got them removed the next day. But before I went in to get them removed, I had friends and family come in. Obviously, I couldn't talk. Now, I realised that I could hear what they were saying, but I was writing down my replies. Mm. So, mum and dad, sister, my friends and all that. So I was writing down, and it's like, sweet, I can still write. I know where I was before I woke up. I was partying. I don't know what day it is or anything, and they're speaking to me, blah, blah, blah. Writing down that. Got the tubes and that out. And then they put me through some more tests, and they were saying you're very lucky to have fried or cooked yourself that bad that you have zero things wrong with you, I guess was it. And I'll say this because Mum said this to me. Mum actually we didn't know how long and didn't know if I was going to come back from that. And she said she was thinking about pulling the plug because you weren't aware of if I'm going to come back. And the reason being, which I 100% respect that decision. You know why?
Why was that?
Because I spent 21 years being an abled body, of some sense. And for me to fucking do that to my parents and myself, because I had no fucking control over anything I was doing, it was plausible. Mum didn't want to look after having me 21 being able to do everything to then have her life sort of on hold because I fucked up. Because I decided to do something, put something in my body that I know was put here to destroy us fucking men.
Absolutely.
And so that was that. And then had all those tests, and I remember getting off the bed because I laying down for 3 days. Have you seen Avatar?
Yeah, love it.
When he gets off the table and his
things,
his tail's flipping around, he's knocking everything over. I remember just standing up and I was in like a robe, and that's all I could picture. I was like, I just couldn't move, bro. So I walked, it was just blah, 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 walking over and had a shower and stuff there, and they did some more tests and went home, and this was the worst part. I got blessed with another fucking life. Fucked it up for another, I don't know, 6-8 years. It was like 1-2 weeks after it, everyone's a bit cautious. Should you be doing that?
Yeah.
And then it just goes, bro. And then you're up it. The levels just keep getting bigger and bigger and pushed and pushed and pushed. And that's why I guess now, because I've got addictive personality, that the training is like that. There's just no, I feel like fuck again and again and again and again, bro. So with that, I had this in my mind just a second ago. Right.
20, you were 21, did you say?
Yeah, when that
21.
happened.
So you've gone out and done that like that. You would think that for most people, like that would be a real scary moment, like the scary moment that sort of changes you. But what was your head like then? 21, you sort of get into the scene. You're still happy, aren't you? You're not really dealing with the fucking proper demons yet. I think they're the thing.
Yeah.
That darkness there is what makes you sort of turn shit around.
100%. But I had, I think it was probably 19. Not sure exactly the age that I'd been in the mental health system. It was before that though. And I tried a lot of different medication, 10 different medication I think it ended up being. I remember one of them was a big purple pill. It's huge. It was like a fucking horse tranquilizer. But the thing that did to me, I used to have it and just not move off the couch all day. It just took everything away from even being able to think, Yep. And then after that, we tried more, and I ended up on a pill that I had to take every night. Now that's not good when you're drinking and doing drugs because you fucking forget, don't you?
I know all about that one.
And then that led up to this the company who makes it or whatever, they brought out an injection. So that was one every month for 12 months. So I still got all the scar tissue.
What was the injection for? Is that for weight?
For weight? Or
is it for something else?
Schizophrenia.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that led on to there, and that was one a month for 12 months, so 12 a year. I was on that for a bit, or for a while actually, and then that same company brought, I guess, like a super dose out. So that ended up going to quarterly. So I'd have 4 a year. They were lasting 3 months. And at the time you go, yeah, it's helping. But what was I doing to myself? I was still continuing to fucking do all the shit that now that I'm not, you know what I mean? So that went to quarterly, and I was getting that, and then it was close to my birthday. I don't know what year that was, but I rang my psych or whoever it was, and I said I was actually thinking about getting off it, And when she answered, she said, "Oh, they've actually they're bringing out another super dose. So you're only going to need 2 a year. So they're going to last 6 months." And I was like, "Oh." But the phone call was for me to get off it.
Yeah.
So she said, it's going to 6 months, 2 a year. But she's leaving that practice. Now, I just spent like 8 years with her.
Yeah.
Very, very, good relationship. So that was the thing. I was like, nah, I'm getting off it. I don't even want it for 6 months. If I can't see you, fuck it. I'm just going to try this. So I got off that for a bit, and I spent a year sober. I was doing a little bit of exercise, not much, still eating like shit. But I spent a whole year sober. Spent 6-7 months just doing nothing, like not really hanging with anyone, just working, not going to pubs because gambling, one beer, packet, whatever,
The beer, then the packet, then the gambling, just all the durries, all hand in hand.
Yeah, and so after that, I spent that year sober, and then I'd been off the medication as well, and I thought, I could sort of control it. And then I think my family actually, mum and dad were like, I think you need to have it again. Mm-hmm. So I went back and had one more, but after that year sober, I went back to drinking a little bit, occasional packet, tried not to. And then when I took that foot out of that lifestyle, and I haven't had anything, no pharmaceuticals or anything since,
That's unreal, bro.
And all from, whatever, breath work, whole foods, moving your body, training, but there's that much you can do, earthing, bro, you know what it's like.
Whatever you got time for, and whatever sort of fills your cup up the most. We've only, like we were talking about before, that time, spending it, can't get it back. And like the truth is, I know this myself, I know you would as well, the time's so time poor. Yeah. So like the morning is if I don't go and do that, like I allow myself, I leave here by 3:30, and then I'm down there by 4 o'clock, and it's 4 till 6.
Yeah, it's you.
Just me time.
Yeah.
Me looking in me moving my physical body, you know what I mean?
100%, bro. You have to do that. And I think that's why morning routine is good, I guess, for especially people like us. Because if you base that off giving yourself X amount of time before work, you can be, that's for you. So whether it's training, movement of the body, your meditation, whatever works for you. Now after that, you go to work, you're 100% committed to work, earning for your family. When you come home, you're 100% father, partner. Repeat.
That's it.
You do that for 4 years. You do that for 10 years. And people wonder why, how come they are doing better or whatever it is, Yeah. It's because it's that repetitious behaviour, like a podcast, getting someone on every week, then going it every 3 days,
That's the thing, like it really opens people up. Like your story is going to inspire a lot of people. Dylan's story, showing people that, by the loss of his little girl, Rochelle and his little girl, that, their problems are fucking measly and tiny at the end of the day. Like, things can get a lot worse.
Yeah, 100%.
They can get a lot worse than what Dylan and Rochelle have gone through. They can also get a lot better, but we don't compare.
Yeah.
If you're going to compare, you're going to be fucking stuck for a very long time and not in a good place.
Exactly. There's no, I actually mentioned that last night, there's no winners. In trauma, pain, and there's no winners. Like Dylan, you, me, it doesn't matter who it is, there's no winners. So we're not battling for who's had the worst trauma or who's had the worst experiences or who's been the worst addict or there's no winners. This is the thing. The winners are the ones that never give up and go do something about not being that, making that change to then inspire generations, dynasties of people. If you can turn this many people into junkies or drug addicts and this many people in, being at the pub every weekend, this many gambling addicts, why the fuck can't we turn everyone into, good?
Absolutely. That's some powerful shit, bro.
Like the snowball effect goes both ways. And consistency doesn't mean inconsistency, because you can consistently do, like we just spoke, those reps every day. You can consistently go the other way.
Yeah.
You pick which way of the mountain you want to climb.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inconsistent, whatever, consistent. It means the same thing. consistently show up for you and yourself and your family every day, or you can consistently fuck up and go that way. Doesn't matter. It's all
I
consistency.
like a good view, bro. So I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna do some climbing, I think, so I can check it all out from the top.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you up there. We'll be there together,
mate.
bro.
Oh, mate,
you know what I mean?
Walking each other home, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, man, like that's honestly some hectic shit that and you spoke about the ripple effect and stuff before, like your choices and stuff. Like it isn't just a solo journey, isn't it? It ripples out to the whole collective, Obviously, the family's got the immediate tidal wave.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and anyone, always, like you're saying, in your four walls is where it's going to stem from most, which you want it to if you got kids, 100%. And then it's the people you come across in life. Could be a random down the street. Mm-hmm. We didn't know each other.
No, that's right.
And it stems from that. And then you'll meet people with the same energy or spirituality, same, physical side of fitness, whatever it is. You start meeting people that are on similar paths, been through different things but never given up. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a story.
You're a very spiritual person, aren't
you? I am now, I guess, but I always have been. Mum is pretty spiritual. She's not, I guess I wouldn't say like hippie style, but she's very spiritual, and so is my background because I'm half Māori. So we're pretty, Māori's pretty big with spirituality and stuff like that, and culture. So
we're not too sure if it's Māori or not, but Wales. When you see Wales, is that your ancestors?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. I've got a lot of bone carvings, so they're necklaces. They have to be given to you. You can buy a lot of them, over there duty free, but if you're actual Māori and stuff, you have to be given to it. Same as greenstones. Have you seen the greenstones?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So I just had that on before I come here. Give me a bit of my ancestors, a bit of energy to get this done. Good vibes. But yeah, they have to be gifted too. And the one I just had on then, my uncle that gifted to me passed away 6 months ago or less. And yeah, so
sorry to hear that, brother.
No, that's all right. But I just know when I've got that, I can. You can feel it as soon as it comes
power,
on.
like it's like he's fucking there.
Yeah.
It's like when you feel it, like, and you're like, I don't like. It makes you like just not give a fuck and just want to fucking go all in.
Yeah, 100%. Why not go all in? Like I said, it's minute to minute. Why not go all in? What's the worst that can happen?
That's exactly it.
Because you don't know if it's going to work or not if you don't go full in on whatever it is, yourself or a business or a partner, marriage, having kids. You don't know unless.
What do you reckon stopping people from going all in?
Themselves. Take a look in the mirror.
Yeah.
If you love yourself, if you're confident and you have done the reps that are required, there's nothing stopping you. If it's humanly possible, me and you can do it. Your neighbour can do it.
Absolutely.
My missus can do it. My mum can do it. The only thing stopping them is themselves. There's truly nothing stopping anyone from doing absolutely anything they want to fucking do.
Do you reckon they're scared?
Yeah, 100%.
Fears. There's just like they just and fear can be like I can't do it. I'm too dumb. I'm fucking. I'm useless. I'm worthless. I'm stupid. I'm not creative enough. Fucking whatever.
It's that mindset though.
It's a mindset. Yep.
I had a chick boxing with me the other day. You know what she said? First thing she said, I'm clumsy.
Yeah.
I said, of course you're going to be fucking clumsy if you say that, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what you think. What you think you become.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, manifestation. It's the same thing. If you're saying that you're clumsy or you're, not worth it or whatever it is, you're dumb. Of course you're going to be dumb. And what are you going to attract? Dumb shit. Toxic shit, bro. And that's the thing. If people have a fear of whatever it is, trying something or whatever, probably the biggest one is online now, like being that fear of posting and maybe what everyone else thinks.
Yeah.
But fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, what is their comment going to affect you? Because you know what? They'll eventually buy your product or their friends or their family. And you know what's better? I read this in a book the other day. I said, if we can't be friends, can we be enemies? Now people go, oh, that's pretty toxic. Well, it's not. If you think about it, if we can't be friends, we can be enemies. You know why?
Why is that?
because people are always going to talk about you if they hate you, yeah? So regardless if they love you, hate you, you want the love every other time. But if they hate you, they're going to bring it up. And you can't talk about someone to yourself that you hate. So minimal people are talking about you too. You got a group setting, there's 4 talking about whoever. It may be me. I hate what he does. But there's 4 people there and someone's going, what? He's trying to change the world.
That's it,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
And like,
And
there's
then-
8 billion as well other people in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what pretty much.
Yeah, and they're worried about. I guess that's probably one of people's biggest fears, I guess. But you think about this. This is wild. My mate told me this. This is actually very, very wild. So if we were in a pool right now having this conversation, just for example, we had a potty in a pool. Think about this. If we were in the pool, so we're in a cup of water spinning around in the universe or galaxy, right? And you're worried about someone down the road saying, like, you can't do this, or yourself going, I can't do this. Think how wild that is, bro,
I
when
know.
you think about that. If you're in a pool, you're in a cup of water on the land, bro, and we're spinning around.
Was
and
this a recent conversation, or was this one of your cook chats?
No. This was a sober conversation.
I just needed to know because that shit can come out.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
wise shit can come out when you cook
Yeah,
it.
100%. There's a lot of conversation, but some of it's just like
Most of it. Shit
yeah,
talk.
shit chat. But when you deeply think about that, like, it's wild. It's a wild concept.
It is, man.
That you're worried about maybe what someone thinks of you doing that when time's not even promised. It's our only true given gift that we've been given, and you're worried it could go any second, and you're worried about. You have the fear of worrying about starting something or whatever it is you want to do. You know. It's wild, bro. And
That's such a good, that's called an analogy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking dope one.
And if people can just take, there's a lot of different concepts of what you want to do, but a flip of a coin. So if that comes in, anything, flip it straight away into a positive. This is my last 2 weeks. This is everything that may not go the way that's intended or how the universe maybe had it work, is just flip it, no matter what it is. You know
And
what I mean?
we have the power to do that.
Yeah.
People don't think that they do, but like, I'm fucked for the day, but it's absolutely not true.
No way not.
You have your own willpower, you make your own choices.
Exactly.
Choose to be happy.
That's it. And the only thing, not only is the time the most valuable thing we have, the only thing that we can control in this whole world
Yeah.
is in here.
Yeah.
The only thing.
Yeah.
I can't control anything else but my what's going on in here, which leads to all your your decisions that you make. And
Fucking know. And I think what's helped me out the most too, I'm going to write a little book on this that's going to be good I want to try and get it out there to kids and to adults as well. But when I come across awareness, just conscious awareness, and that I was that, anything else on top of awareness was ego. And look, we can have good ego, bad ego. At the end of the day, the ego is the mask that we wear to operate in this world. You know what I mean? Like Soul 33, that's an ego, but I use that to positively change the collective in whatever way that I can. But it starts with putting that flashlight of awareness on me. What can I do better? What can I change? What can I transform? And then I can deliver that and share it with the world. Much like bro, you're doing it as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's what you need to do. You need to take some accountability.
That's the fucking. So there's a couple of good keys. Accountability, man.
Yeah.
If you deeply understand that you're accountable for exactly where you are, like every choice you've ever made has led you to sitting down next to me. Every choice I've ever made has led me to sitting down next to you right now, and I'm accountable for that, the good and the bad. Understanding that immediately gets me out of the victim mindset. It's like it's fucking on me. It's not. I'm not pointing the finger out. It's not the fucking government's fault. It's not this. Like I don't get me wrong. I fucking hate the government.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one too.
If there was a full size human, like all the government people just combined together, I'd just go to town on it, flog the fuck out of this thing.
I'm pretty sure you'd have probably the whole of Australia and the rest of the world lined up as well. So but I mean, you're right. You can't blame anything. And maybe I should actually say something about that, which I will. Is That's where I changed too. I decided to take full accountability for everything I fucking do.
Is that your turning point?
Yeah, when I took that footy out, and then that was another thing too. It doesn't just come with the, movement or fitness and stuff like that. It's being accountable for everything you say, everything you do, everything you wear, how you, what you are like in public, how you are to your family. If you take full accountability for every single thing you do, that's where the growth. That's it. That's it.
100%. I've been talking about it for a little bit too, and sometimes I'll fall out, to be honest with you, man. Like, I'll fall out when something I've been working real hard on, for example, doesn't go my way. I can slightly slip back into that victim. Yeah. And then I sort of punish myself there for a bit, feel all sad and sorry, sulk and whatnot. And then I'm that, because I've practiced that awareness so much. I'm like, boom, there it is. Yeah. I'm observing the feeling. I'm observing the thought. I'm observing why that thought's there, and it's because of past conditioning and shit like that. Yeah. Especially school. I was told I was not good enough all the time by the teacher and stupid and shit. So that sort of old conditioning and belief comes up, which limits me can limit me to the life experience only if I believe it. The thought can visit me, but I don't believe it anymore, man. That's what keeps allowing me to do this. I never thought I'd be able to do a podcast, to be honest with you.
There's no limitations, bro. It's what's been programmed into you. Teachers, parents, friends, next door neighbours, exes, the list goes on. There's no limitations, and that just takes that little self-awareness or that little flip. Or if something feels like you're not getting that task done, take a break. Go for a walk. Go for a 10-minute walk with your missus, 20-minute talk. Separate it from that, because you're going to come back, and I guarantee that little time away, even if you take 2 hours or 2 days, that time away, you're going to come back and you'll probably finish it, or if not, be, say, 1,000% better at the next half of it or whatever, you know what I mean? Just taking that little break and
I agree with you completely.
Come back and smash it, And being self-aware is a huge thing too.
100%.
Self-awareness is massive, bro.
Yeah, that having a break is a key for sure, man. You bang on about that. That's how I got to, escape drug addiction. And like, I was hit and miss for a bit there too. Like, it wasn't, I stopped and that was it forever. I fucked up a few times here and there, but it got real dark again at this point, and that was sort of the turning point for me. But I don't really know where I was fucking going with that one, to be honest. But
no, that's fine. We're here having a convo, bro. Yeah. But sometimes it takes the very darkest place. They talk about being like at the bottom, at the bottom or whatever, and trying to crawl your way back. I know what you're feeling, bro. I was 6 foot under the bottom, and you have to crawl back, bro. You have to every fucking day take that accountability, do what's required to come out. You won't see the light for fucking ages if you're that deep into it, like bro. You won't see it, and it just feels like it's a never-ending fucking climb. But when you start seeing that little light, bro, like you said, we're getting to that top of that mountain. Bro, life is fucking good, man. Life is really, really good. You have to appreciate it. 100%. And this is the thing. People just think it's like I did too. You're born and you go through, kindy and you think, then you realise this ain't a fucking game. You know what I mean?
We're writing it. We're writing the shit.
Yeah.
We're fucking the producer, the cameraman. We're fucking all of it. Like, we literally produce and direct and fucking act our whole fucking life. Like, no one else makes it up for us.
No.
There's a lot of people that are sort of just in that sleep sort of phase, just walking around. I sort of like solar sabotage in a way. Or I think someone brought it up the other day. NPCs, non-player characters. That's unconscious. I don't know if you're a religious man, but there's I'm not a religious man, but I've looked into a lot of cultures and religions, and I think this one's from the Bible. It's forgive them for they know not what they do, which has been a good one for me, because it wasn't the forgiveness for myself. It was something that helped me out along the way. It might help out the audience as well. Forgiving other people. You got to have compassion there, even when they do some pretty fucked up shit. You got to understand that they're doing the best with the information that they've got at the present moment. Yeah. And they're obviously unaware of what they're doing, because if they were aware, they just simply wouldn't be doing it. No one would if they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially the bad shit, So that forgive them for they know not what they do. It's like forgive them because they're asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. It's Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's hard to say. People just walking around thinking that they're like non-players to the game, and don't know why that is. But
I think some get triggered and I guess activated, and then they start to sort of see again, start to see clearer, and it's because of people like yourself.
Yeah.
Leading by example. You're going out there, you're running in the morning, while they might be fucking sending it on the piss or fucking whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you literally can't. We spoke about it before. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink that water.
Yeah.
You just do the best you can.
With
Lead by example, guidance, and
that's it.
hopefully they follow.
100%. Yeah, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? If anyone can change you can rewrite your book at any stage. You literally can. You just got to do different things that you're already doing. And what do you want out of your life? That's what you're gonna remember. No one's gonna remember you for, your flashy car and your big ass house and all this shit. You're gone then, because once you're gone, that's going to be sold within the fucking 24 hours.
Yep.
No one's going to remember that shit. What people remember is like, how did yourself or me help them, and how did we help this woman or this single mother change her habits, for example, then her kids and her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the shit that people remember, man. Like if you can change yourself to wherever you want to be, but if you can do that as a snowball effect in communities worldwide, even if you can.
Yep.
Like that's the shit that
fucking oath, man.
That's what I'm chasing, man. Like I said I'd love to have, a dynasty of people that, never gave up, come out the other side, bro, and then set that for generations.
And those people, it's like, how does it go? 1,000 matchsticks can be lit with one flame. You know what I mean? Literally, like those people that you help are gonna, pay it forward. They're gonna go off and help other people. Like, it all fucking starts with you, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
I think if you can make people, like what I said before, you can't force people to do things. Like,
no.
You can't make the horse drink that water, but if you can help people to believe in themselves, to believe that they are good enough, that they are loved, that they are strong and fearless and fucking brave and courageous, then, if they can clue onto that what they believe they will receive, that's
the goal.
That's the
isn't
game
it?
changer.
That's the goal, bro. That's the goal. And get rid of those limitations. You are worth it. You are good enough. You just need to just do it. You know what I mean? Start somewhere.
Start somewhere. Even if it's going to be uncomfortable as all hell.
Yeah.
No pain, no gain. I know it's a real common saying, but you can't experience the gains without going through and putting yourself in the pain. You would have been through a fuck ton of pain, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
The tattoos as well, bro. That anyone that says they don't hurt is talking absolute shit.
Yeah.
And the people that say that don't hurt got a little one on their wrist.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers hurt. So any of you out there that reckon tattoos don't hurt, leave a comment, because I want to see what tattoos you got, and they all hurt.
How old are you?
I'm 33 in June.
33? Yeah. Fuck, that's my number, brother.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. See, it's all meant to work out, eh?
I got the 33 tattooed on my chin when I was 33. I was pretty rough. I think I showed the photo.
Yeah, I did see. I don't know if you sent that or I come across it, but I did see that and I was like, okay, he's got the beard that.
Yeah.
Hit it.
I had a fucking rough looking head there too. I had all burns, like 3-week-old burns. I won't say what they were from on here because I never actually got done for it.
Yeah.
But man, I was in some serious fucking pain with that little incident. Maybe I'll talk about it in the future.
Off air, right? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But so 33. 33 in June, but I'm looking forward to growing older. You know why? Because it's a blessing. When you speak to elderly people, they always go, but I'm 60 this year, whatever it is. When I speak to them and they say that, because I young to a lot of people, especially the older generation, they got a lot of fucking value, a lot of good stories. They didn't grow up with technology and shit. They grew up with being present and everything, but they say, I'm 60 now, I'm getting on, and I just go, that is an absolute fucking blessing. Like it is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Because you imagine living like another 30 years now. So I'll be 63. What an absolute blessing. Everyone wants to
Fucking
think, oh, I'm old and I can't do this. If you just look after yourself for
Yeah.
the next 30 years,
Yeah.
and then 30 years after that, I'm going to be 93. And if I can change the world somewhat now, imagine what I can do in 30 years. And then in 60 years, just before I go out, bro.
Bloody oath.
For example. And what's not saying I go to 103.
Hey, what you believe you will receive.
That's it, bro. That's it. You know
If
what I
you
mean?
like you've cleaned up your fucking diet, obviously, and
Yeah.
you know you're moving your body, you're doing all the right things. That'll cut you out of the game. You know, eating shit food and just the bad habits.
Yeah,
We'll keep it
right.
at bad habits.
Yeah.
Choosing bad things that'll cut your life short, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, because you obviously got bad. Everything's created by thought. At the end of the day, you know, like if your mind is unease at an unease state, disease.
Yeah.
It's that's how all the disease is
Yeah.
created. You know, thoughts create everything. So if your thoughts aren't good, and you know you're putting toxic shit in your body, this and that, then sooner or later you're going to get some type of shit going on.
Yeah.
With you. Your body's going to be like, all right, mate, fucking time to pull up.
Shut down. It's going to shut down, 100%. Why do you think people look older than they do? That's from years of abuse of some sort. And while we're on this, that's the difference, which I've also spoke about on social media, whether people like it or not. This is 100% true. Now, you can be overweight, like very overweight, and you can spend 10 grand. I don't know the actual, this is just the examples. You spend 10 grand on liposuction, right? Get it off, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever procedure. You can wake up, have your tummy gone, right?
That's fucking crazy.
Your mind's still rotten.
Oh, it's rotten as fuck, mate.
Your mind's still rotten. So you've picked up no good habits. You've just had the money to get it done in whatever time it is. I don't know, say 3-4 hours recovery, and it's gone, for example.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of money on that. That's the thing that's still rotting. You've still got bad food habits.
Yeah.
Still probably, you know, drinking, doing certain things that you shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. List goes on. Now, for example, if you spend $1,000 on a, you know, fitness program or whatever, gym membership, whatever it is, it's going to take a hell of a lot fucking longer. But I tell you what, you'll clean up your mind, you know, your physical body, your confidence will be up. That stems off that, like that $1,000. So you're saving $9,000. It's going to be a hell of a lot longer climb, as I said.
Yeah.
But your whole everything changes. That person that spends 10 fucking grand is going to be the same person minus the gut. Yeah, they might be a bit confident because they look better in something, but that's not the point. It's falling in love with that health, and money on your health, fitness, anything isn't an expense. It's an investment. You know, it's when people see, oh, like the Whole Foods cost a bit more or whatever, going down to the markets at Burleigh or whatever. Yeah, it should be more expensive because it's for your health, you know, bro. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, bro. I fully get it. And what I've found with the stuff that I do too, this isn't everyone, but like it is dead set a majority. People don't want to spend the money to help themselves. They want a silver fucking bullet.
Yeah.
And there is none. There's no silver bullet. You've got to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, you really do. And people will say, like, you know, it costs so much to live, but fucking you can let go of shit.
Yeah.
Let go of your Netflix. Let go of your Uber Eats. Let go of these other fucking bad habits.
This.
You know, I don't know what people get up to and stuff like that. You know, the cases of piss, the packet, fucking there's heaps of shit, and people know what they can let go of. Like, you can let go of that and improve your health, which will all ripple effect outwards to your family. You'll become a better father. You'll become a better person, you know?
Yeah. I love that,
totally.
Bro. Yeah, I love that, because that's another thing. We could talk for hours, bro. Like, literally about that. The simplest things can be changed.
Yeah.
And, you know, you won't be struggling. And it you know, it doesn't cost much to get a slow cooker. No. You know, I don't know if people are into, you know, some people don't eat meat. You can get some not so good quality beef, and you put that on for 80 hours with veg, add some rice, you can feed a family of bloody 20.
Kelsey's winter. That's her slow cooker thing.
And you can have meals for days, you know what I mean? It's depending on what people want to actually, you know, sacrifice for what it is. And it's crazy, bro. It's really crazy. But at the end of the day, we're trying to help people and give them, letting them know Don't give up on yourself. There's not many things. They're just simple things.
Yeah.
You work on them for 6 weeks.
Yep.
You know, for my mum example, you know, you say, Mum, walk for 6 weeks. She doesn't like fitness or anything. You know, eats pretty good, but doesn't like fitness. You walk for 6 weeks. All of a sudden, Kieran, I feel like doing something just a little bit more. Okay, Mum, do 10 squats. You know, with your own body weight, and all of a sudden she's done 10 over the week or whatever. Give her 6 weeks, so she's walking 5 times a week. You know, have your weekends off, whatever, 1 day off. No, by this stage, 18 weeks, so another 6 weeks time. Oh, is there anything else I can do? Yeah, Mum, why don't you do 10 push-ups throughout the week, you know, even if it's 1 a day, 2 a day. This is 18 weeks in, and then, you know, go again and again, and all of a sudden, whole lifestyle's changed, bro. Why?
Yeah.
Just consistent little steps on that ladder, bro. Tiny little
fucking
micro
things.
steps, bro. Just little things.
Yeah.
They add up, bro.
Oh.
They add up.
That's what I say to people. I'm like, even if you're making 0.00001% progress a day, at least you're moving forward.
Yeah.
You're not standing still. You're not going backwards. Just start. Like, literally, if you want to start, wake up, walk to your front door, walk outside, take 1 step, and walk back into bed. If that's all you got.
Yeah, that's it.
And then the next day, go to the start of your driveway. Then the next day, go to the end of your driveway. Depending on where you're at.
Yeah,
you know, like,
because you can't be talking or telling other people what to do from the fetal position.
No.
Get up.
Yeah.
Even like you said, to the driveway, better than yesterday. Down the street, like you said, just a little bit better every day.
Fucking oath, man. And like, I think I got to a point, like I started to get off. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm actually doing some pretty full on shit here. Like, you know, like I'm really pushing myself, and I'm actually making it happen. And I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking go harder tomorrow. Fuck this.
Yeah, that's it.
You actually get off on it on that, and like the self discipline part too, like because that is so important to you know, cultivate self discipline. You get to a point you're like, I am getting more discipline and just more discipline and more discipline, and that's because of me. I'm doing that work. Like no one else is making this happen. Maybe there may have been people like, you know, like yourself that plant seeds and stuff, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's
100%.
fucking pretty cool.
And when you're saying like that, you know, you can take that, whatever it is, quarter step instead of step each day. But when you take those 5 steps on that day, what happens? I'm not even going to, I'll ask you.
Yeah.
What happens when your head hits the pillow that day that you've taken 5 instead of 1 step?
Oh, mate, she's an amazing sleep.
Out like a light.
I never used to be able to sleep.
Yeah, either. You know? I still
like
don't
my
now.
mind.
I don't now.
The mind, the thoughts, the noise and shit. Like if I woke up now and didn't go, if I just went straight into my ute, work uniform on, fucking durry, can of Coke and a fucking sausage roll from fucking the servo with a tea sauce. That's I'm having a shock and sleep that night if I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's you have to.
We're meant to have that rest at night, and like to be honest, we actually don't need too much. Like I'm in bed by 7:30 most of the time before the kids, and then I'm up at 3 o'clock to get ready, and then head out by 3:30.
Your thing, work, and then partner, father. And if you didn't do that, would we be sitting here doing this podcast?
No, not at all, bro.
Exactly. And what was it? Consistent steps, even if it was a 0.1, and then you did a 1, and then you did 0.5. Like it's still gaining up the ladder, or however you want to use your terms, up the hill. And then, like you said, you're like, fuck, I jumped fucking 10 steps today, and then you're like, okay, if I did that, why can't I do 10 tomorrow? You know, that's that shit that drives you, bro. And you know, there's not many people. You can't be around motivated people all the time. You have to be your own motivator. You know what I mean?
That's key, yeah.
Just because you're watching something doesn't mean you're gonna lace up your boots or get the potty going or get someone in to speak. You have to be your own motivator most of the time. 99% of my training's been alone. Alone, bro, out there fucking running, bro, crying like just breaking myself down. I don't like running. I am all right at it, but I use that as I think we spoke yesterday, remember? Said I went for that run is because I break myself down, bro. I'll break them fucking, you know, I started 3 a.m. some of those runs on a Sunday morning. I'd run from mine at Burleigh all the way up to the Spit and back. I'm going past surface at like 3:30 in the morning. People off their guts, young lads drinking. Had these 3 young lads actually was sitting up on, sort of near the surface line. They were sat up on one of the, I don't know, staircases or whatever there. And I remember them saying 2 were just off their dog's nostril. and one of them was just said, looked at his mates and goes, fuck, we should be doing that. And I sort of had a chuckle at the time thinking, like, I said, oh, you boys, don't worry, you've got plenty of time because they're young.
Yeah.
But now that I learn more, they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Time is fucking precious.
Yeah, and if they can do that earlier, imagine what these next people can do from this next gen of people if they can not go down similar paths.
Yep.
Like some of these kids that we might affect with this good positive shit might be running our country soon and might run it the fucking right way, you know?
Yeah, like the right way with no fucking corruption and stepping on like the collective's throat.
Yeah.
Cornering them into fucking getting a jab and shit. Like, fuck me dead, man.
That's what I mean. So you just don't know yet because, you know, these young people, one of them can be running the country.
Yep.
And if they're, you know, influenced in the right way and they have, you know, good beliefs and want good for the people like we're trying to do, but sometimes you just, as you said, you get squashed, then it only opens up a nation of, you know, betterness, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think it's through like at an individual level too, something that I realise, like my suffering, my darkness, the mental health, just the shit times, the challenges, that's what's driven my transformation and made me become a better man and father and person, just all around human. Yeah. And that still continues today. We're talking about it before. Like people are kidding themselves if they think that they've got it all figured out and they've transformed all of their things from within. That's bullshit.
No. There's no book on life, no book how to be a father. There's no book on it. Or they do have books, you know, for certain things. But I mean, there's no book on it. You ever get handed down stuff, or we're just doing it. You know what I mean? And same as at the very top, like if it's podcasts or whatever it is, fitness brands or whatever the fuck it is, they figured it out themselves too, and they probably still don't know. They're like, fuck, 1 minute we're here and next minute you'd had the biggest podcast in GC, if not Australia, up in the top of Q1. And they go, oh, that can't happen. Well, it is.
Well, that's
you know
right.
What I mean?
That's what, when I went out and done the ayahuasca, I was sitting there and I just had this this rush through me, and I wanted questions on how I can deliver things better, how I can create more and how it's possible. And this message come through, it's like, you have to call it as it is, you know what I mean? And it gave me an example. It's like the podcast that you're doing, it's going to be the biggest one in Australia, and you got to believe that and know that in terms of, you know, the category of self-help and helping people and whatnot. And it said to me, you can even fucking go the world if you want, but let's just start with fucking Australia, you know what I mean? Like, start small and, you know, that you got to believe it, mate. You're like, what you talk, you know, that voice in your head that comes out of your mouth, it means everything. It 100%. Really does.
I actually saw that. What was the thing on your Insta? Inspiring best podcast? What was it?
What was it?
What's
up and coming number one podcast in Australia.
Yeah. See, that's see that right there. Yeah. And people go, oh no, that's what you do. You speak it into existence.
100%.
And just start it small. Yes. Then you will be the best in Australia, and then you will be the best in the world.
Yeah.
Who's the only person stopping you from that?
That's me, brother.
The guy in the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what work's required for that? You have to fucking do. Mm-hmm. If you want it bigger than whoever's, you have to do the reps required.
Fucking oath, man.
And it's just you. That's all it comes down to. Are you willing to send the extra email? Are you willing to stay up and speak for extra 10 minutes? Are you willing to do the extra K? Are you willing to spend, you know, extra K in marketing? This is the things that that you really have to think about.
It is, bro. Like it's like you just said, man. It's you versus you. I had a fucking crazy. This is just another experience I had doing the medicine. Yeah, it's fucking wild, this stuff. But I had this experience where the shaman, he remained like normal size, like you and I, but I became about this big, like tiny, like the size of my thumb, guys. Yeah. And I had my clothes on. Little me had my clothes on, and he picked me up by the back of the shirt, put me out the way, and then a new me came forward. he picked me up out the shirt and pulled me out the way, and he's got this frustrated look on his face at this point. And then a new me come forward, he picked me up out the shirt and pulled me out the way, and just sort of like went, "You get it?" And I was like, it immediately just this download goes. I'm like, oh, I've got to get out my own way.
Yeah.
I've got to get out my own way. It's just me moving forward, and then I block myself. The new version of me wants to come forward.
Yeah.
But if I'm standing there because something fucking scares me and I don't move, then I'm blocked. I'm
blocking
trapped.
yourself. And I don't know too much about that, but because you were small, did that mean like we're all irrelevant no matter, or not irrelevant, but to the 8 billion people, we're all just that? Or was that meaning that you will grow?
I'm not too
or you're
sure.
not sure because that was your own concept on it, hey? But you're just blocking yourself from nothing.
I never really thought about the size of me, to be honest. I thought it was because the medicine has a funny sense of humour and shit as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I've known guys that done that. It's a couple of them taken 2+ weeks to get back into the matrix.
It's hard.
Yeah, and you know, some story like from those guys particular, some people couldn't sit there and listen to some of the stuff that they've got, like, you know, it's coming out of the ayahuasca or whatever, because they think it's just, you know, nuts. But I'm, like you said, I'm pretty spiritual, so I've heard a lot of stuff, and whether it makes sense to me or not, because I'm going to have a totally different experience to you and them.
Yep,
so I just think it's cool. I've thought about doing it, but not just
when you want
now,
to, just let us know, and like I'd love to, you know, you know when you're ready and that.
Yeah.
And like you said, everyone has a different experience. It's just like this guy I met out there, absolutely unreal guy. It was his first time doing it, and I remember my first time going to do it, I was so anxious. I researched it. It's at the tail end of my when I was hitting the pipe, so I was fucking just so fragile, all boned out and just yuck. And he was walking up from this waterfall, and he's like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Hey brother, how you doing?" I'm like, "You been here before?" He's like, "Nah, this is my first time. Everyone's fucking saying that I've got to been getting ready for 2 weeks, which you should. You should like do the right thing in that." And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, what's it like?" I'm like, "Oh, bro, you'll be sweet. Just let the medicine do its work. All you got to do is let the medicine do its work. Just let go and let it show you what it needs to show you." And he's like, "I'm listening to this guy. Like, everyone else is like putting this fear in me." And I'm like, "I don't want this guy to be scared. I want the medicine to work for him. And the best way to do that is for him to be relaxed." So, yeah, it's some powerful shit, man.
Yeah,
come out and do it.
I've heard it, bro. But right now, I think I know when I'll be ready. Like you said, I know when that time comes. Actually, do you do with your breath work? May I ask? What cycles do you do, and what do you do? Strictly nasal, or
change it up a bit? So some mornings I'll do 22 breaths, 33 breaths, or even just 11 breaths.
Yeah,
just in and out. Usually on the this is one morning. This morning I'll just give you an example. It was all in mouth, out mouth.
Yeah,
some mornings I do just nose and then nose mouth, but this morning
was just mouth.
In mouth, out mouth.
Oh yeah.
When I breathe, like the last 7 breaths of like a 22 cycle breath, I will breathe up every energy center. Yeah. So like my root, my sacral, my solar, my heart, my throat, and my third eye, and all that sort of stuff. And once I hit my third eye, like breathing that last deep breath in, sounds weird, but I clench my fucking asshole, and then squeeze my pelvic and everything as tight as I can, and then just hold. And that is like what gets the DMT fucking. Because I will learn off Wim Hof. Which was unreal. Like I started. So good. And I started to feel the benefits of the breath work just by doing it by myself and like doing it daily. Again, I was in a very dark place. I was willing to try anything.
100%.
Then I started adding in my own little twist on it. With what other teachers do as well, and then started doing my own thing and playing around with it a bit, and I found ways to sort of get me into that state of mind or state of just being.
Free. It's pretty much freedom, isn't it? Like,
it is, man.
That's what I guess. That's the big thing behind the breath work and all that. But just in general, is being free in the mind.
Yeah.
That's because there's no ego. Then is there? No, everything just is.
You're resting in that great natural peace, the seat of awareness. Like you just you just are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everything's just unfolding, and you're like, yeah. It's a blissful place, man. If people want to escape the noise, they need to take the seat of awareness or rest in that great natural peace. That is the thing that observes the thoughts. So you can just sit there and watch the clouds go by.
Yeah.
You know,
and
instead of
no phone.
Yeah.
Leave it at home if that's the case. Leave it in the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wherever you are, you know, if you're down the beach, leave it away. Put it away.
Yeah.
Actually appreciate it. And like you said, try and be free, because there's too much fucking noise outside. And the reason I asked about the breath work is because my whole life I'd been a mouth breather. You know, I've never was able to breathe through my nose at all. And that wasn't just because of the shit. It was, I just couldn't, whether that was limitations, but I couldn't at the time. And now I started looking into breath work, and I found what worked for me. So when I'm not conversing, I just strictly 6 in, 6 out through the nose. Reason why: 1, obviously can shape your jawline. 2, lowers your resting heart rate quicker. So, you know, training and stuff like that. The other one is, what was the other one that I had for? Can't remember right now, but I'll keep moving forward from that. And so, I learned, you know, what worked for me, because I know there's so many different, and that's why I asked how you do yours. And so I took on, you know, 6 in, 6 out, and then I started walking. So I did a K with, you know, not open my mouth, and that sort of sucks, because I like smiling, saying hello. I'm not angry, but I was just working on that 6 in, 6 out. So I started with a K walk, same thing, slow again. Then increased to a 2K walk, and then so on up to when I was able to run 2K just strictly nasal breathing. And you'd be fucking surprised how quick you can drop that heart rate, bro. You know, I'm trying to get the miso to practice, but when I was at the start of that too, the quickest thing you want to do is, as the heart rate goes up, is you want to go like, but if you fight that, you know, that little urge to try and get it back through your nose, and then from there it actually changed how I speak. I wasn't as you know? No, I'm serious. Like, and now it's
What are you saying? You were very nasally before.
Yeah. And I thought I'd have to have an operation, because I'd heard other people speaking, they had to get certain things done, and I'm not talking about, I don't even know what that concept is, something septum or whatever. It wasn't that.
Deviated.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing to do with that. It just, I guess I feel like I had to get holes drilled to get, because I could never breathe through it. Always mouth breather. Yeah. This is another thing. I did it all myself. You know what I mean? I thought
your body healed itself.
Yeah. And they say your body is the best doctor.
Mate, it's smart. If you just, again, sit in the seat of that awareness and observe it, it'll tell you what's wrong with it.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And it'll lead back to something that you're consuming. Yeah. Whether it's with your eyes or your ears or your mouth. It doesn't have to be food. At all.
I had this, I think it was from my work pants, maybe a month ago now. It was just, I had 2 rashes here. They weren't big, they weren't crazy. Mrs. said, you need to go doctors. You need it. I said, no, I don't. I said, watch this. 4 days after work, I went in the ocean. Friday, gone. Gone. You know what salt water's like, bro? It can heal anything, especially like cuts and stuff like that. List goes on for the beneficial factors of being down at the beach, but also the salt water. That's what I mean. People they're willing to put all their money into pharmaceuticals, billion-dollar corporations, you know, instead of just, wait, what do we already have?
Yeah, it's
yourself.
You got yourself. You've got the spirit of the earth, the spirit of the water, the spirit of fire, which is the sun, and you've got the spirit of air. Those only things you need to get your health back in order, and like obviously yourself. Yeah. You know, like the best thing that I try and say to people, and I don't live by this. You know what I mean? But I know this. If you want to, there's so much information out there about food, like, oh, I can't eat that because it's fucking bad. They're saying it's bad. Yeah. If you want to let go of the confusion and just fucking destroy that, if it comes out the ground, eat the fucking thing, you know? Animals, whatever, eat the thing. But, like,
and plastic.
Try and avoid boxes, you know?
Plastic boxes,
boxes, you know? It's no good for you. Like, You live in a, you're born in a box, you live in a box, you work in a box, you drive a box, you fucking die in a box, eat out of a box.
Yeah, eat out of a box.
Let's
Get
get away from the boxes. I've said that before, but
yeah, that's it. The boxes and that plastic packaging, pretty much, as you said. Because even the animals, they're eating from the ground, aren't they?
They are.
Well, beef, they're eating grass.
That's right.
Same thing. It's through the earth. And actually, more on that too. Everyone, if you haven't, take your shoes off once in a while.
Yeah.
Because regardless if you're walking around with no shoes, you're usually walking on concrete or footpaths or whatever.
That's right.
Take it off, take your shoes off, take your slides off, take your thongs off, whatever it is, and stand on the grass for a bit. Or, when you are at the park with your kids and that, take your bloody shoes off.
Do it, honestly, do it for a week. Try and get 20 minutes in a day and tell me how all your joints feel and your mental health is and all that sort of thing, because that rubber of the thongs or the work boots or the slides and that rubber, if you look it up, like, it's the thing that cancels out energy.
Yeah.
It fully blocks it out. Like, that's the reason why we don't go down when power lines fall down and we're in a car, because the tyres are rubber. It can't get us until we step out of the car.
Yeah. Then you're in that energy and stuff, aren't you? That's what. So anything blocking you from the earth, get it off. And bloody let it hit you,
Let your feet fucking kiss that shit.
Yeah. And also the sunlight too. And I know you know this is, and that's why you are down there early, but first light is best light, especially
straight into the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start missing that soon. Winter is, because of the time with work and stuff.
Yeah.
But I also, winter's good because we get the fire cracking out here. We have dinner around the fire with the family.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome, bro. That wholesome shit, man. That's what it's all about.
It is. Gratitude's a good thing. We've been doing that around the dinner table with the kids. Like, they literally don't eat now until everyone's sitting down. And
that's awesome.
It's going on. I didn't really have to enforce that much. Like, I sort of started it. With Kelsey and the kids, and then once they started sort of getting into a rhythm, it's just a thing. I don't need to fucking do anything. I've actually gone to eat something. We were out at the pub, and little Henley, he's only 5 or 6, and he's like, stop! You didn't say grateful. You didn't say your gratitude. I'm like, good on you, man. Like, that's fucking solid stuff.
100%. Let's see what stems from the snowball of that, from you taking all your life lessons and accountability to that dinner table. To then having, them kids all saying to you, what are you doing? Now, if you hadn't have done all this stuff that led you to here, he or she or whoever wouldn't have said that to you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you probably wouldn't have, it never would have stemmed from, it never would have been there.
No, that's right.
You would have just started eating. But then you're held accountable because you're accountable for everything you do. So now kids are accountable for that. And what's that going to create?
More of it.
And their kids,
That's it.
It's crazy, bro. It's
the negativity through the generations is a flow on, but you step out of that line and then you start creating positive ones, and then we can have some positivity start fucking flowing down for once, I reckon.
Yeah.
Love and positivity. We do.
Love and life.
Yeah.
And people say, you don't love life. I wasn't joking before. I thought it was love, like love yourself, love and life, happiness. I thought it was in the fucking Disney movies. No, seriously.
Fairy tale stuff, eh?
Whatever, Alice in Wonderland, all that stuff. I thought, it's just a fairy tale. And then you take that footy out, and as you said, you step over here where the work's required and it's dark and all that, and then maybe it is a fairy tale. You climb out and then you go, holy fuck, man. Like, I never viewed the world. I always thought it was like, you imagine a hoodie on. Probably the same, hoodie, like everything's dark, like music you listen to even. Like, I still pump some mad tunes, don't get me wrong, but life is fucking good, man.
Fucking oath it is,
and
bro.
I've changed how I see the world from being accountable.
Yeah.
Fucking blessings everywhere, magic everywhere, seeds to be planted everywhere.
Fucking oath, bro.
Podcasts to be number 1 in Australia.
That's it, brother. That's why she's planting seeds. Like every word that we exchange is a seed. And, the listeners can be there and be like, there might just be one section in here. Even if there's one, they're like, holy fuck. That really resonates, and I'm gonna sort of embody that now. Like, I'm gonna, these guys are doing it.
Yeah,
they're talking about it, and like it's something that exists within them anyway. That's how it's activated as such, and knowing it's like, that's the truth.
Yeah,
they are right.
Yeah,
this isn't the life I want anymore. They might be thinking, I don't want to
fucking be in this place anymore. These boys have fucking been there and they made it out, and they've said it's just little bits at a time, little consistency. I don't even need to bust my ass.
Yeah. Just do that little steps, man. Just do those little tiny steps. You can all do it. Anyone can. Like I said before, the limitations, they're nothing really. They're just what people have put on you.
They're actually fake.
Yeah.
They're not 100%. Real.
Just like fear. Fear's false emotions acting real.
Yeah.
That's fake as well.
It's fake.
Fake fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've actually, a young couple from Brizzy, they've seen that I'm doing high rocks, like I spoke about before the podcast. So I'm doing high rocks next weekend, fitness event, and I gave them a shout out the other day, but they sent me, this to rock in their thing from. I think they're just starting out. I don't know who they are, young couple, but I thought, fuck it, I'll rock that. And this one here is from the Boys at Executive.
Yeah, nice.
Couple of lads that are on the Sunday thing we do. So it's just good, helping each other and building each other up, bro. Like pump each other up. Tell yourself you're the fucking best and tell everyone else that too.
Yeah, fucking oath. I agree.
Because if one wins, we all win. So that's not like, I just want everyone to be their best. And just because someone gets there beforehand, you can't disrespect anything they did because that worked out. The universe had them get number one podcast and continue because of the work they did. If it's your fitness brand, same thing. Whatever it is, if it's doesn't matter. Air conditioning business, electrical business, doesn't matter. Anything.
You got to be prepared, too. Some things are meant for us, some things aren't.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared for the losses too.
Yeah.
You got to not have no expectations. I reckon. I think it's where your intention is. If your intention is like, mine is, I want to make the world a better place, and I know that I've got to do that by working on me continually, all the time, for the rest of my life, working on me to be able to do that. But I know that is my intention. My intention is to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
I set that up.
That's what you do.
Be honest, previously it was probably other things.
Yeah, for sure.
Over time, going through Transformer more, things have really changed. I can sort of see things for how they are now. Yeah,
for sure. I get asked that question a lot of DMs. I don't know my purpose in life, bro. I said I didn't until I started making changes, and then all of a sudden I was here, and now I can help people, and that's what I want to do. It was always about helping people, the community, giving back, especially of a attraction, I guess, to younger lads, around their teens and that, because it's a very vital part of your life. It can go fucking very bad. I had someone else comment the other day saying they just lost their mate from an overdose after I did that video. He actually commented on there, and I'm like, fuck, not another one. That's what I sort of said, fuck again, and I lost a few mates from suicide as well, family, friends and all that. And it's just like, now it's like, if there's anyone going through it, message me, but can we speak and can we make the decision tomorrow?
Yep.
Can we make it tomorrow? Yep. Just think about it, get to bed, ring me, whatever, I'll come with you, we can stay, whatever. We'll make the decision tomorrow. Don't act off that emotion right now, because it ain't coming back, bro.
Impulse used to get me in so much trouble. That's what I always used to act on, impulse, and it would get me locked up. It'd get me put in the mental health ward. It'd just get me in all sorts of shit places, to be honest.
Yeah, bro. And fuck, what was that I was going to say about I don't know, bro, I'm lost for there. I had something to say about...
That's all right, bro.
It's gone, bro, yeah.
We're pretty...
near end?
Yeah, pretty close to the end here. Well, I reckon I would like to ask if you'd like to share something at the end, like leave it on you. If there's anything that you would want to say to the audience, like whatever, from your heart, to be honest. I'm not going to give you something to say. Just if you got something that you want to share with the guys, if they're going through some shit or whatever.
Yeah. I think that was what I was trying to touch on just then. I lost it when I was in that. But just for anyone watching this, I guess the biggest thing is like we've already spoken about, is don't give up on yourself. Doesn't matter where you've come from, what family, what background, what culture, what you've done, what you've said. You can always rewrite that book. and taking those tiny little steps each day to becoming the person that you truly want to be and finding your purpose, that's where it all, you know, what we're trying to show you guys. Don't give up on yourself. Start simple. Continue the little steps each day up the ladder, and just do it. You know what I mean? As I said, time's not, it's the only thing we can't get back. It's the most valuable asset that we fucking have, and we want to continue to waste it, just like I did all those years after being blessed again with another life. I fucked it all up again. And, you know, I might fuck it all up again too in business or whatever. But you just keep going. You keep going. You can't lay down and expect all, you know, everything to happen. You just have to keep fucking going no matter how tough it is. And the last week's been a very big test for me. But I showed up every day. I did what was required. I helped a lot of people online, and you all know that. And, you know, I go through shit as well, just like you do, just like we spoke before. It doesn't matter
Absolutely,
if you're a Navy SEAL or a firefighter or whoever, you go through the shit. But this is about, which I speak about, brick walls. They're going to be there. It's how you adapt to them and what you've done prior, how bad that brick wall will be. Is it just a nice little jump over to go around it, or do you have to just get that sledgy and hit it every fucking day, bro?
Get that fucking sledgy out, I reckon.
And just hit it and hit it and hit it and hit it. Might take 6 months, whatever it is, you'll pop through, you'll get through it, and you'll be bigger, better and stronger when you get through, instead of just stopping at that brick wall and going, fuck it, fetal position.
Fucking oath, bro.
Just keep going.
Keep going, that's it. And like, you can't fucking fail. The only way you fail is by not getting back up again.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're going to fail regardless though, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and if you do lay down and give up, well, that's it. But you're going to try things that may work and may not. And that's about that, I call it the shotgun spraying effect. Like, if you were trying to do too many things now, which a lot of people are trying to do, you're not going to be better than, say, yourself again, just focusing on podcasts. All that other stuff, you showing up for yourself, work and family, and then your podcast, that's all one, right? But if you start firing off into other avenues, you're only going to be putting, let's just say example, 33% in podcasts, 33% in whatever, and so on. But if you just do your 100% at podcast, that's why you'll be the best. You know why? Because if you're doing 33% of 3 different things, and as yourself again, or someone else is doing 100% podcast, they're going to be number one.
100%, yeah.
So stop spraying your shotgun everywhere.
Yeah.
Aim straight and just send that one fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it will work.
Too many tabs, eh?
Yeah,
People have got too many tabs. I think I've got one tab too much open at the moment, because I'm trying to get people together to join in on the fucking like a group session where I'm just having a yarn, like we're having a yarn now, just sort of releasing information to try and help them break through some certain things. But
that still stems on the same line, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah.
But if you're doing, say that's on the same line. If you're doing something else, like trying to teach people how to run, and then you're trying to do, I don't know, just something, you know what I mean?
Like a negative thing.
Or just anything else than focusing on this podcast, because what stems off that is what you're already doing. You're not really venturing out into something too far away from what you're already on. You're just having yarns with more people in a workshop. That's on the same line. But if you're
absolutely
throwing it that way, you're taking too much of your time. And if you just do that and do that repetitively, that's why you're going to be number one.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I appreciate everything you're doing, and I appreciate you for having me on, bro. I really do.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it heaps.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Your time, like we've been talking about.
Valuable, bro.
And like, honestly, bro, it's truly inspiring to see how far that you've come. Like, do you look back at yourself and just, like, even when you're going through shit moments, you look back and just be going like, fuck, man, I have really come so far.
Yeah.
And that's just to now. Like, I was like you're saying, I've got another 30 years, got another 60 years, may have another fucking 90, depends what I believe.
Yeah, what you believe, eh? But yeah, I do tend to sit with myself a lot, especially, I bought that joint at Burleigh and I sit up there and sometimes I sit back and I'm just looking out off my balcony, see the ocean, I can see out to the west of the hinterland, and I take a breath and I go, fuck, what if? What if I gave up?
Yep.
What if I just laid down or whatever it is, But at the end, we're still here to tell the story, and I'm going to continue to help people grow, and like yourself, and
Yeah.
you just don't know what's out there. Like I said, there's magic everywhere, bro. You just got to go out your fucking door, bro.
I'm fucking looking at it right now.
Yeah,
man.
well, that's vice versa. So
Cheers, brother.
it's awesome, man. It's you really can. As I said, you can do anything you want.
Fucking
But
oath, man.
I do sit with that sometimes, bro, and just go, fuck.
All right, bro. Thanks again. And guys, thanks again for tuning in. I love you guys very much. Kieran, a.k.a. KPHIT, his social media alias, KPHIT, KPHIT, is that right?
Yeah.
On Instagram, I'm not too sure if he's got other social platforms.
No, just going off that one, yeah.
Just go check him out on Instagram, and if you got any questions in the in the health department, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, what he's been through with his bad habits, how he's dealt with them and transformed from them, alchemized them into the person that he is, like, presently, literally in this moment, like I said earlier on in the podcast. Like, I didn't say it this way, but words can deceive. It's the actions that we need to pay attention for. But obviously he's turned his thoughts into action. Like, it's quite clear. So good on you, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
You're doing great things, and can't wait.
Fuck yeah, bro. Let's go get some, eh?
Yeah, that's it, eh?
Alrighty, guys. See ya.